Hey everyone, it's Marla. Welcome back to Twinstrology. Thought I would do a little pick a card reading today. Messages from your angels. And I'm going to ask about the eclipse window that we're in for the next 6 months. The first eclipse being at the end of the month. Of course, the energy of the eclipses, they're already in effect. So if you would like a message, the angels we have to choose from is Archangel Michael with a clear quartz, Archangel Shamael with a dragon's tooth calcite, and Archangel Metatron with a golden healer Lemurian crystal. So make your choice, and I will put the links below. Okay, pick number 1 is Archangel Michael. And I'm going to show you this card because these cards can be very activating. So I'm just going to hold it up here for you to see. And the message from Michael is patience. So when I sit down and do these readings, I pull cards from the deck and I see which person, which angel or which ascended master or whatever, which card wants to come out to be offered has, the primary pick. And this one came out last time I used these cards. So it's a powerful card for this time. Of course, we have the pyramids on there and the light coming into the pyramid. But the message here is patience. And the card talks about the pyramid specifically, and it talks about how long it took to build the pyramids. They weren't built overnight. It took a long time, and yet they've been standing for over 4,000 years. So when you take the time to move slowly, to plan each stone, to have a design, you build something that lasts. And so part of your message here is you gotta have patience, but something is coming. I pulled an Isis card for you, and that card is the Flower of Life, Divine Creativity and Manifestation. So I'm gonna read this card. You are entering a fertile period of your life. Focus on your innate creativity and how potent this is becoming, and watch it rapidly grow. You are guided to think of yourself as a creative being and to surrender your control over how things will manifest and instead allow them to do so. Don't resist change. Instead, flow and let it happen. Now is the time for your blossoming. Your soul is hungering for creativity and manifestation of the beauty in your world, your inner world, to witness it and live it in your physical world too. Much of your spiritual energy is directed into creative process, and your creative powers are growing fast. You are gaining more potency in your creative flow, and it's important that you use this growing ability wisely. Become aware of how easy and quick your thoughts and feelings are manifesting into conversations, situations, and responses from the universe. Notice how quickly your prayers are confirmed through signs and dreams, intuitions, and opportunities opening up for you. You are becoming more and more swiftly that which you choose to think, feel, speak, and believe. This oracle suggests that the time is right for you to choose to align yourself with love each morning so that your thoughts will serve you well and the manifestations you set in motion will be the ones that enhance your life experience, rather than more of what you do not want to experience. It can require time, habit, and consistency to change patterns of thoughts and behaviors, but it can be done. You are guided now to allow yourself absolute and radical permission to detach from past thoughts and behaviors, to bear the challenge of not knowing who you are or how you will be on the other side of this transformation in order to let it happen. The Oracle of the Flower of Life also brings guidance that you are in the midst of a changing pattern, and although it might be uncomfortable at first, It holds the seeds of what you desire, and to allow it to happen is wise and loving to the self. Be brave, beloved initiate. The flower of life is nurturing you into a more whole expression of your divine self. Yes, there will be moments of questioning or doubt, but they are such a small part of the beauty unfolding for you now. Enjoy the flowering of your soul light into form on this planet. In all its diverse beauty. I think that's a typo in the book, sorry. In all its diverse beauty. So yes, you're stepping into this period of much more rapid manifestation. And you're needing to be patient with yourself because this process is forcing you to transform some elements of who you are. You're in the process of change because you're carrying patterns that aren't going to be serving you going forward into this period of escalated manifestation. It's likely to do with thoughts and beliefs that are in some way limiting you. Okay, so be gentle and nurturing with yourself. And we'll see if patience comes up more. But remember, I talked about the pyramids being built and the time that it took the pyramids to be built. So I feel like there is this element here for you of don't expect every single thing you want to just materialize instantly. There's a path and a process that you're on, and you need to trust that path and process and flow with life rather than resisting life. And if a pattern of change is happening for you and it's causing you resistance, your angels are telling you that it's safe now to release that pattern, to trust the process that you're on, and know that they're only guiding you to change because it's in your best interest for how you're moving forward. So let's look at some areas where this transformation is happening. The first card is View from Above, Get the Big Picture. Okay, and I pulled clarifiers. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking, but it is just the day after the new moon, and I can tell there's like lots of solar activations coming in because I really feel those, and I tend not to be able to carry my thoughts that well at these times. So anyways, I pulled clarifiers for these cards up here. So View from Above. So one of the things Spirit is saying about this new energy of creativity and manifestation that you're aligning with is you need to take a higher perspective of what's going on. You may find that there's times where you still get caught up in some kind of ego thought patterns. Like I said, it's probably some form of limitation or some form of fear, some way that you're blocking yourself because you're not believing in yourself, or you're feeling like you're a victim, or you're feeling like circumstances are never working out for you. But the thing is, when we trust in our angels, we trust our path, even when things appear like they're not working out. In our hearts, we know that we can trust the path that we're on because that path is leading us to where we're supposed to be. And we just need to let go of the fear about walking that path. Now, it was clarified with magnet, okay, which for me is like saying to you, look, you're becoming a magnet for the things that you're trying to create, the things that you want to manifest. So you have to really watch your thoughts, your perspective, the behaviors that you're doing, so that what you're creating is in alignment and you're not creating something that you'd rather not have, or you don't keep creating the past over and over again. It's time for you to shift out of those old things. The second card you got was Infinite Abundance, clarified with cardinal signs. Abundance is pouring into your life. So again, the angels are telling you that things are happening, things are manifesting. And with this eclipse portal, something is opening up where you're gaining more than you think you are. I feel like this is something that might surprise you. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been trying to manifest this. And abundance can come in many ways. We often equate it with money, but it can be time and purpose and love. Those are all different ways of abundance. So something is shifting here for you. And I feel like they're telling you, like, this abundance is coming from you. Well, it's coming from you being a leader, which we're going to see in a moment. It's like there's a change in you where you're feeling really ready to move forward. You have these ideas and maybe you've been waiting for the right time to implement these ideas. What you've been waiting for actually is alignment with this energy of the universe. And after this eclipse season, I don't feel it's going to take, the whole 6 months, but I think you're going to start to see your levels of abundance start growing because it's time now. You have the strength and the belief in yourself to begin to share your ideas, because this is really where the abundance is coming from. It's coming from an area of you. Like I said, we're going to see that here in a moment, because the third card is Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others, and it's clarified with albatross. Okay, so what's changing here is you want to step out more. You want to be more authentic. You're ready to take the lead as far as working with other people. Maybe you're a teacher, someone that's sharing wisdom. And yeah, that's your gateway. But with this albatross, I feel like you've been carrying a lot of guilt, shame, regret. You felt cursed. Maybe you felt like you weren't strong enough to be this leader. Or you felt like, gosh, things are never aligning for me. People keep talking about manifestation and law of attraction, but why am I not in the flow? Well, first of all, you've been waiting for divine timing, like I said, but you also need to shift some things inside of you. You need to let go of feeling regrets, feeling cursed, feeling ashamed, because those feelings make it difficult for you to step out and be this wise leader. So yeah, these things are all going hand in hand. Now, what's coming up that's going to surprise you at these eclipses? The first card is direction. Okay, so yeah, you're taking a new direction, a direction that you weren't expecting. So be prepared for maybe a sudden change in your life. And that sudden change in direction is actually the things that you are wanting beginning to take form for you. But remember, you've got to think about the big picture. If you're not taking the view from above and looking at the big picture, you might feel fear. You might be afraid to follow the direction you're being guided. Okay, that's why this is an important shift for you. I also got anomaly. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be a sign coming for you. It'll be an obvious sign. As obvious as this white crow would stand out in a flock of crows. You will get a sign. This sign is going to be showing you the new direction that you need to take. Can you be fearless enough to take that direction? That's the question. So the energy of the eclipse are helping you prepare to do this. I feel like this is saying too, like, you're different. You're an anomaly. because you have this wisdom. Maybe you have something really special, really different that you want to share with people. Can you embrace the fact that you're an anomaly? Or are you going to continue to carry the burden of, I'm different, I don't fit in, people look at me, people judge me? Like, the time is coming for you to just embrace who you are. Who cares what other people think? Once you embrace yourself and start speaking your truth, you're going to see that things begin to align for you. What you need to surrender to at this eclipse is silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So during the next couple weeks, and I'm going to say the next 6 weeks approximately, maybe a little bit longer, basically through the end of June, it may not be time for you to fully move forward. It may be time to still work on some inner searching, take some rest before things really begin to get going, or there may be messages that you need to receive, and you're only going to do that through quiet meditation and contemplation. So make sure you take this time for yourself, because with this new direction coming, you need to be able to hear your angels and your higher self. What are the guidance from your angels? Opportunity to forgive is the first card. This situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. Okay, so one of the patterns that they're wanting you to focus on changing, I feel, is this area of forgiveness. Now, this can be forgiving yourself, right? Because you've been carrying these burdens of feeling cursed. Forgive yourself here. Just know that we can only be who we are in any given moment, right? Be patient with yourself and how you're manifesting things. For some of you, it could be a relationship that you need to bring forgiveness to. For some, it might be your parental relationship, because we have these little, what are those things? I think it's some kind of bear, but I can't remember the name of it right now. Anyways, there's a mama and a baby. So maybe you need to forgive a family relationship. Or maybe you need to give, a past romantic relationship some inner contemplation of forgiveness. Whenever I see the forgiveness card, what it really is saying to me is there's a letting go. There's something you need to just let go of from the past to allow you to move on. And this is part of, releasing those things you need to, so that you're creating your true vision. There's nothing to worry about. You're safe, and this situation is under the perfect control of the divine. Sorry. You gotta forgive me, guys. You are safe, and this situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and the universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. So again, a card about releasing. Know that you're safe. You can trust your angels in this change that you're going through. They are guiding you. So they're wanting you to stay positive. That's really the key message for you guys, I feel, is staying positive, moving out of your head and shifting those past patterns. Daydream. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. Well, it's very true that daydreaming is a gateway to creation and manifestation. So this is likely the reason why you got the Surrender to Silence card. Okay, besides hearing your higher self, I guess this card is saying there are messages. There are messages from heaven that are being shown to you, that are showing you the direction that you need to take and how you can just go with the flow of life. It's about not overthinking things too much, but just allowing things to unfold. Not putting pressure on things that they have to show up like in a certain amount of time either, but just trusting that the universe is always aligning you. So the last cards here are going to be messages from your angels. I'm trying to connect with you and give you a message. Can you hear me? So that pretty much goes with the other cards that we pulled, right? Surrender to Silence, Daydream, okay? Like really clear guidance is coming for you right now, and you just need to be open to that guidance. I'm tired of being physically away from you. I'm trying to process my separation fears so I can come back to you. This is a message from your higher self. Like your higher self is aligning with you. Some of the activations that you are getting at the eclipse season are enabling you to tune into your higher self more. We go through merging processes with our higher self. And I feel like this is something that's shifting for you. And if you can let go and allow the process to happen, you're going to see that you have less fear and you're able to flow with life more easily. One of us is sad or angry and it's creating an energetic match in frequency with the other. Stay conscious of this if possible. Try to help us elevate it. So you guys who watch me, you know that this is my deck, the Twin Flame Oracle. And I'm using it here to pull messages from the angels so that you guys can get an idea of different ways you can use these cards. They don't have to just be used to get messages from your twin. So here, what your angels are saying is that when you're sad or upset about something, you are creating an energetic match, and the things that you're magnetizing to yourself, the things you're creating are things that you'd rather not have in your life. So they're telling you that you need to try your best to shift out of any of those lower vibrations. Again, it can be hard to do that, but there's ways that you can find, like different coping mechanisms that you can find to help you. Meditation being one, going outside, doing something that you really love, especially something creative where you're expressing yourself somehow, doing exercise, doing yoga, doing some healing work on yourself. It's really important going forward that at the very least you recognize that your energy is magnetizing things to you, so that you begin to become more and more aware of where your energy is at. So thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated with you, please leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. That helps get the word out about my videos. If you would like a personal reading with me, my website is twinstrology.com. I'm sending you all a lot of love, and I hope that you have some major blessings and transformations happen at the eclipses. Okay, if you chose number 2, Shamael, this is your reading. So I'm going to hold up your angel card here because these cards are really beautiful and they can be quite activating. And the message from Shamael is about beginnings. So these eclipses are bringing something new into your life. Now I pulled an Isis card for you, and I got Goddess of 10,000 Names. Isis, endless emanations of the priestess. And it was funny because this card came out with another card when I was shuffling, and I put them back in and I asked for one card, and then this card came out by itself. So I'm going to read this one for you. Isis, with many names, forms, associations, and expressions, is referred to as the goddess of 10,000 names. A name holds power. It defines and energizes or limits. The names, faces, and roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them, beloved initiate, as a vast being. You are currently realizing that you are not limited by previous identities you held. Instead, you are becoming more of your whole self. Enjoy the uncovering of you even more. Just like the Lady Isis, you are a multifaceted, multidimensional being. It is most helpful at this phase in your path that you learn not to attach to roles or identities that may have once held great importance for you or others relating to you. It does not mean that you must cease to relate to that name or role. More that you are realizing it is only a part of you, and there is even more of you wishing to express itself now. The roles you are needing to move beyond might be mother, executive, healer, good person, strong person, always in control, daughter, teacher, guru, grandmother, and so on. There is nothing wrong with these roles, and you may still express part of your vast self through such roles, but you are at a significant point in your inner development where you are learning that you are not who you are by simply expressions of the eternalness, endless self, uncontainable by any human description. It can be tricky to avoid getting stuck in roles that others prescribe for you or expect of you, and yet your self-definition will become wider, and your experience of yourself will be more real and fulfilling if you are open to discovering more of you, beyond the person you have considered yourself to be up until now. And for this to happen, you must be willing to allow the many and varied faces of your being, your 10,000 names, to begin to emerge in your awareness, to realize that you are more than you currently imagine yourself to be. This opens up tremendous freedom of choice and possibility in life. This can be both exhilarating and terrifying. Trust that the self is, in essence, divine love, and there is great joy in its unfoldment, even if there are challenges of letting go of the fears that have held us trapped in certain roles and identities at times. The call to let go of old identity is very strong, leading you to this oracle at this time, when a new, more whole, fulfilling, and truthful sense of identity awaits you. Any fear or struggle that you go through to allow this to happen, beloved, will be spiritually repaid to you multiplied in so many ways. There is nothing to lose except old limitations and so much wonder and joy to be gained. So that was an even extra long one, and I didn't even read the whole thing. But we got the gist of that. Okay, so part of your transformation during these eclipses is that you're letting go of certain beliefs that you've held about yourself. These are limiting beliefs, and more likely than not, they're related to some kind of role that you saw yourself in. And it's time to let go of those roles so that you can expand more into your authentic self. As the card said, you're not necessarily getting rid of those roles. For example, if one of your roles is mother, you're not going to get rid of the role of mother. But you're going to realize that mother is just one small piece of who you are, And that role and that title does not define you as a soul. Very often our ego looks for these types of identities, these names, these roles, and our ego really attaches to them and tells us, this is who we are. This is our identity. And then, we get stuck believing that that's all we are, or we get stuck without being able to move past certain roles. So this is how you are breaking out at this time. So let's talk about some of the ways this is happening. I pulled a Sacred Journey card and clarified it with an Intuit Oracle card. So the first message for you is grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. And it's clarified with stallion. Break free. Be wild. Strong emotions, desires, sexual energy, motivated drive. Okay? So I feel like at this time, Spirit is saying you need to go deep within yourself. Because when you go deep within yourself, that's where you're going to find the true essence of who you are. And then you need to take this essence and you need to ground it. Part of the shift at this eclipse season is we're aligning more with aspects of our higher selves. Okay, and that's why you're needing to make this change, because you're grounding new aspects of this higher consciousness within you. And the stallion, I feel, is telling you, break free. Maybe there's some roots that you need to break free of. Again, it's those ideas, those beliefs about who we are that create a limitation. Those limitations can actually become like a root, and they can stop us from going forward. And the horse is really saying, come on, we got to move. But I do feel like the overall message here about the grounding card is that you are grounding new timelines, new aspects of self that will move you forward. The second card is Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others. Clarified with Ladybug. Happy, comfort, leisure, wishes are coming true. We had Wise Leader in reading number 1 as well. So I feel like, a lot of light workers at this time are becoming more authentic because of the things that we've been clearing. All the healing that we've been doing around our own inner masculine energy is making us ready to step out more, to show up as a leader in our communities, to begin to share more and more of our voices. And now when we're aligning more with our higher self, that is the voice that wants to come through us. That is the pure voice that carries the wisdom and the knowledge. So your life is changing for the better. The Ladybug card is saying, a vibrant, abundant life full of happiness is awaiting you when you step into your role as Wise Leader. Maybe some of these other names that you've thought of for yourself, right? These other roles that you've been playing. How do they limit your ability to be a leader? The third card here is Gates of Triumph. Success expands in your life, and it's clarified with Waterfall. Flood of emotions, abundance, overflowing, tears of joy, fulfillment. Okay, so something really positive is coming through this experience for you. Again, it may not be comfortable for you right now, and I suspect a lot of people will have sudden shifts or realizations at the eclipses. That's kind of like standard protocol for eclipse energy. But know that when you come out of it, you're coming here to triumph. There's some kind of fulfillment happening. It's like you're transitioning, your timeline shifting, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Because you're releasing, you're reaching a conclusion, a fulfillment of something that's leading you on to the next path. So don't be afraid. So what is it that you're not seeing? Ghosts. So there's some energy from the past that's still affecting you on a subconscious level. We could see these as like part of the roles that you're letting go of. Maybe it's the ideas about yourself that you're letting go of. Or it could be like all these things in the past that led you to certain beliefs about yourself. And maybe you're not even realizing the full kind of energy that they're bringing to you subconsciously and how they're still affecting you and how they're still limiting you. The second card here for what you're not seeing is memories, which to me is very much in line with the ghost card. They're both talking about things from the past that are still subconsciously there. Even the images are very similar to me because, again, these could be like roles that you played, but it could also be relationships. You know, clearly there's some things that are going to be coming up at this eclipse that are still affecting you. And it's part of this releasing process that you're going through so that you can align more with your true, authentic self. And it's like the past is not the real you. Okay? You can change. You can transform. You don't need to be limited anymore by these experiences. And some of them might be related to past lives even. What you're needing to surrender is surrendering to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Okay, so just through, and I would say like through the next 6 weeks, which is going to be the most intense time frame here for the eclipses and the transformations that we're going through. You don't need to worry about taking action. I feel like they're telling you the place you need to focus your energy is on internal changing and working on this energy, this grounding energy, grounding the new you, because that's really where everything is going to be emanating from. So by taking the time now to really focus on that inner alignment, you are paving the way for the next steps in your process. Sometimes it can be frustrating when it feels like we're not moving forward fast enough, but you have to trust in the divine timing of this beginning for you. So I pulled some message here from your higher self. The first card is surrender brings us together faster than resistance. So this is my deck, the Twin Flame Oracle deck. But I'm using it here today because I want to show you guys how you can use this deck in other ways rather than just getting a message from your twin or getting a message from your person. So this is your higher self asking you to surrender. And that the fastest way to move forward is just by letting go and letting the transformation happen to you. I think you're beautiful inside and out. I see the light that radiates from your soul. So this is your higher self saying, you know, you are a special divine being. you are a being of light. Let go of any thoughts that you've had about yourself before that you were lacking in any way. Activations are going to be plentiful around this time too. And so I feel like maybe those of you that are watching this are going to experience activations of your light body. You may want to get out in the sun. That can assist with the process, that can bring activations in. But yeah, see your beauty inside and out. This is your truest self. Just that being of light. I feel you pulling away, and it triggers my fears that you'll leave me for good. Okay, so this message, I fear I was saying in reading number 1 that I'm recording this the day after the new moon, and I can feel that there's a lot of solar energy happening because my body is really sensitive to that. So I'm kind of, when that happens, I get like a little bit tired and out of it. So I'm sorry if it feels sometimes like I'm stumbling over my words, or even when I'm trying to read and the right words aren't coming out. That's just because of the energy that I'm feeling. So I'm feeling you pulling away, and it triggers my fears that you'll leave me for good. Okay, so this is you not trusting. Okay, you're the one that pulls away because you go into fear. Sometimes you don't trust that Spirit's there, that Spirit's creating the path for you. Or maybe you're not believing that this full shift can happen. I know sometimes that's hard because we think about, could I really let all my cares go? Could I really, we talk about the ascension process and all the changes that we have to make and living a life that's always in peace. And we think, God, could I really do that? Can that really happen? Yes, it can. But you have to trust and you have to let go. Messages from the angels. Change in direction. The changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcome you desire. Yeah, this is that beginning. Follow your path. There's even this woman walking here, and she's walking towards the sun as well, through these through the ocean, the water and the ripples in the sand. That's the shifting timeline, the ripples in time. So there's this transformation for you, and it's totally being directed from above. Fresh air. Your body needs refreshment from oxygenated air generated by grass, trees, plants, and flowers. Spend time outside today, as near to Mother Earth's cradle as possible. Open your curtains and windows to refresh your home as well. So get outside. Getting outside is very grounding, and that's one of the main things here that you're being guided to do, to let this energy flow. And you'll find that being outside is very comforting to you right now as well, and very cleansing. For those of you that are in the northern hemisphere, it's spring going into summer, and so we are getting into this place where we can now air out our homes once again. Let your past go. The burdens of carrying your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and now it's gone. And There's this archway here behind this angel, and to me it looks like the archway that you would see around a cemetery or like going into a churchyard, because this card to me really aligns with these cards, because these old energies, these ghosts of the past, are what are leaving you now to create the new beginning. So it's safe for you to let the past go now and trust in what's up ahead. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated with you, please leave me a comment. If you would like a personal reading with me, my website is twinstrology.com. Sending you guys so much love through these eclipses, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, if you chose number 3, this is your reading. I'm going to show you your angel card once again. And you picked Archangel Metatron, and his message is wisdom. I find these cards so beautiful, and they can be very activating as well. That's why I want you to have a look at it. And we have the Sphinx on this card with the message of wisdom. And so something that's going to be at play for you during this eclipse season is your own inner knowing. Your wisdom has been developed through many, many lifetimes, many, many experiences. And you still contain all that information, all those lessons deep within you. And you just have to free your mind so you can let that energy flow through you once again. I've also pulled an Isis card for you. And it's Miracle of Isis, Miraculous Healing of the Goddess. And I'm going to read this one. Isis was known as a talented practitioner of the healing arts and was capable of miraculous healings. For you, beloved, she offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being a part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing, to let go and let the goddess be. The Lady Isis wishes to lift a load that has become too heavy for you to heal on your own, beloved. She cannot take something away from you if you are not willing to release it to her, however. Release for healing means trust, letting go of attachment to outcome, and how that outcome might be achieved, an opening to the divine genius of healing that seeks to express the perfection of divine love through you now. To hand something over for healing, especially when it's been a long-term or persistent difficulty, or seems to be too great or overwhelming to be healed, takes a radical change of mind and heart. To dare to open without becoming attached to how or when something can happen. To surrender without forgetting to follow your intuition and act accordingly. To trust even though you may have been disappointed or hurt in the past. All these things take skill and courage. Yet these are the requirements for us to surrender into the great healing of divine love. Lady Isis speaks through this oracle and says to you that recovery from trauma and emotional healing is not only possible, but if you are willing, it can happen for you now. No matter the depth of grief, loss, despair, fear, or anger, love can and will absorb it all. This oracle is also an indication that a spiritual gift or awakening of deep healing ability at a new level is coming your way. Keep your eyes and heart open and let go of doubt or fear about opening up to a new level of proficiency. Dedicate your work to divine love and trust that it will flow through you stronger now. You are capable of great work when you trust your own heart and the love of the divine flowing through you with total surrender. Okay, so there's a miracle of healing happening for your life, and all you need to do is surrender this to the Divine Mother Isis. And you're going to see, I think, a miraculous transformation. So let's go deeper into what this is about. I pulled a Sacred Traveler card, and I've clarified it with a Intuit Oracle card. So your message here is wandering path, enjoy the journey, and it's clarified with Crow. Okay, the key word that I'm picking out on the Crow card is mystery, as well as magical power. Okay, so this message here is really about just trusting the journey, just enjoying it. You don't know what the ending's going to be. That's the mystery. You don't know where you're headed. But when you're in that state of trust, you can just let go and just live in the moment and feel blessed and enjoy every single thing that you're being led to. They also got solitude and silence, peace prevails, clarified with stepping stones. So this is interesting because all three of the readings today had guidance that time spent within is necessary here. And don't forget, Mercury is going retrograde on, I think, May 29th. It's a few days after the eclipse. So we will be in Mercury retrograde for the second eclipse. So it's definitely a time to slow down and go within. But we are aligning more with our higher self. And in order to do that, we need to take that quiet time to be in a state of peace. And they're telling you that this solitude is actually something that you need to do, that's leading you somewhere, that's guiding you, is really the right word I'm looking for. You'll get that guidance of where you need to go, and it's all part of enjoying this wandering path. Like sometimes we don't get the guidance till right beforehand, like I'm planning a vacation right now, and with a friend of mine, and it's always like one step at a time, First I get the dates, and I don't know where I'm going. I just know I'm going somewhere on these dates. Then I get told where I'm going. Then I get told what I'm going to do there when I get there. What kind of healing work or whatever I'm going to be doing there. So it's just about letting things flow, letting things come together as spirit wants, rather than trying to put our own energy into it. When we let go like that, that's when we really find the miracles in our life. And things always work out when we do it that way. Narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully, clarified with waterfall. So part of this journey for you through this eclipse process is that you are having to watch your step somewhere. Okay? It's like, it's a challenging, it's an obstacle in a way. I mean, you can make it across this pathway, but look, there's like a lot of spaces between the steps, and it's very high, and you might be afraid of heights, and you might have an inner struggle trusting that that's really the way that you should go. But that's where you're being guided. Like, it's a time where you're releasing your fear. Okay, whatever that fear is, you've got to walk a narrow pathway to let it go. And with it, there's a flood of emotions. There's a release. It's going to likely bring up, some kind of repressed emotion that you've been holding on to. Again, it's related to some type of fear. But when you go transverse that path and you release it, you know, that's where this miracle is. That's where you're going to find the wisdom that Metatron is talking about for you. But this right now is like blocking your wisdom. What it is you can't see right now. Wrath. Okay, so there's some anger coming up. There's some frustration coming up. I feel like for most of you, this is going to be something that is coming up inside of you because there's some kind of fear or repressed emotion going on that is at this time going to make you question whether you're on the right path. This wrath, though, I feel is like something that happened in the past. For most of you. For another part of you, there's going to be conflict with someone during that time period that, again, maybe makes you question your path that you're on. But I'm feeling it's like a release. The anger has to be released. If it's a situation with a person, then it could be that there needs to be an energetic release, especially if this is with a romantic partner or your twin flame. Because what happens is the energy between them can stagnate, and it's like you're not moving forward, and you need a big push, a big trigger to shift your energy. So this wrath could be representing some type of trigger that happens that releases the emotions. It may not feel good at the time, but again, you got to trust that this is what is leading to your miracle. I also got here routine. Okay, so this is saying that a place where you've been stuck is you've been in a routine that you don't know how to break out of. You've been in your comfort zone and you need to step out of that comfort zone. Okay, you've got to learn to flow with spirit, flow with your angels, and just go where you're guided. In order to do that, it's like you can't have a routine. You have to live in the moment. Like I was saying, like you can't really plan with spirit. You just trust that when the time comes, you're going to get the guidance that you need. And if you try to control everything, you're not getting that guidance. This card too, narrow pathway, they could be saying like, you've got to break out of your routine by doing something different. And that different thing is going to make you feel uncomfortable. And it's going to bring up fears. But at this point in time, like, you got to let this go. Surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Well, I don't think I need to say how much this already goes with what we talked about, right? The wandering path, the narrow pathway. You gotta trust your soul journey. You planned it with your soul before you incarnated here. So all you need to do is follow that guidance. Follow those stepping stones, and they're gonna lead you exactly where you need to go. So whatever your journey is bringing up for you right now, surrender to it. These are messages from your higher self. This is from my oracle deck, my Intuit Twin Flame Oracle, but I'm pulling these here from your higher self so that you guys can see that there's multiple ways that you can use these cards rather than just getting a message from your person. So the first card is, I'm listening to my higher self. A higher power is guiding me. So this is actually your higher self saying to you, it's okay to surrender. Okay, this is where you're shifting, and it's bringing in this wisdom that Metatron is speaking about. When you are connected and guided by your higher self, your wisdom is limitless. You can access all your past life memories and all your skills and all your abilities and everything that you are. My ego is fragile to criticism and rejection. I've created walls to protect myself. Okay, so this is your higher self saying that, you've been holding on to yourself. You've been restraining yourself too tightly. You've got these walls around yourself. You're not always letting people in because you're being very sensitive. This could align with that wrath card. Okay, because again, there could be something coming up right now with a person that triggers your ego and makes you turn your back on them. Or it could be like you're being shown at this time how you're blaming the other person and you're not seeing like how you have acted in this situation. And you're not seeing how you have these barriers to yourself that's keeping other people at bay. This may be part of that routine that they're talking about. That, the routine can be any kind of pattern. So here it's like a subconscious pattern that we do when we're triggered by our ego. When I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. So this is saying that you're going to be receiving activations. Did we talk about this here? I think everybody right now through the Eclipse portal is receiving activations. I don't think I have mentioned it here yet, but this card is clarifying it. Messages from your angels. Steady progress. We acknowledge you for the progress you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. We can clearly see the contribution you're making to the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. Well, that's funny because you had the stepping stone card too. Okay, so good. Your angels are acknowledging everything that you've been doing. And they're telling you that you've been making steady progress. But watch your thoughts, feelings, and actions because they're affecting things that are going on right now. Because like with the Wrath card and the narrow pathway, I feel like it's relating to the fear. And they're saying you're making steady progress on releasing this fear. And again, it's something that's probably going to show up here in the next 6 weeks, 2 months for you. And then we also have wedding. Marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-founded faith in love's power. Continue to breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. Okay, so I feel like this is coming up because something could be happening with a relationship. Okay, or so either there's a situation that's coming up with a person, or there has been in the past and this has happened. And I feel like that healing of Isis card is saying that this relationship is healing. Likely this is a romantic relationship for you guys. And maybe this paves the way for a deepening of that relationship and possibly marriage for some of you. But I would look at this more broadly as the union of two souls joined in love. New partner. A chance meeting is no mistake. It's divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to set the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. Pay careful attention to the new people we send in your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. Well, this won't be for all of you, but I'm getting for some of you, the wedding card maybe is representing a separation from a marriage partner and a new partner coming in, or like leaving an old relationship and getting a new relationship. Or for some of you, it's receiving this new relationship that's leading to this divine connection. For some of you, this is where the healing is taking place. Like, even if it's not necessarily a new partner, but someone from your past, and you've been asking for healing of that relationship, then I'm reading it like that's a possibility too. I'm just going to pull a clarifier here. Look at this. Diamond ring. Proposal, engagement, promise, partnership, next level, marriage, union. Okay, well, that's pretty clear that this is a romantic partnership, that some of this energy is taking place, and where this miracle is happening in your life. But by the same token, like, there's this energy that you have to get rid of. Some fear or some pattern that could, I don't want to say stand in the way, but it could affect this new relationship coming in. So Taurus, Queen of Earth, the Hierophant. Okay, so this person could be an earth sign, could be Taurus, but also Virgo or Capricorn. Could be a person with a lot of Venus in their chart, as Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus. Now, I'm recording this on May 11th, and I'm sorry, is it the 11th? I think it's the 12th, sorry. The new moon was on May 11th, the Taurus new moon. Okay, so we could also read this as something is happening right now in the season of Taurus, and that's April 22nd to May 21st. So that is taking us from this now time period to right before the eclipse season. Also, timing relates to the springtime, right? And the summer solstice is on June 20th, I believe. So it could be now between June 20th or in a year from now. And the Hierophant can represent marriage as well. Kind of like a religious contract. So, wow, very interesting. Tell us more. Spring, new moon, within 1 to 3 months. Well, we just went over that because, like I said, it's the Taurus new moon. And the Gemini new moon eclipse is June 10th, right before the summer solstice. Will still be in spring. So, wow, there's something shifting here, and something that has been blocked, or where you have been in a place where you've been in a standoff with someone. There's been an inability to compromise with someone, or you felt like you didn't have a way out of something. That's shifting right now. And that's why you're, instead of feeling blocked, like there's no way out, now you're getting shown the path that you're supposed to be on. So I'm just going to pull one of my cards and just see what comes up as a message from this person. What does this person want to share here? I've watched you change and grow so much. I'm trying to release my attachment to identity so I can change too. Well, this is a card about mirroring. So you've been in this place of mirroring, this place of opposing force. Okay, there hasn't been a, well, okay, I won't say there hasn't been a balance, but it's like the energy that you've been exuding towards each other has been one of opposition. And there's something changing about that because you're healing something and it's helping this person that wants to show up in your life to change too. There's a release, I feel, of ego. And kind of let's look at the difference here in these cards. Here, got backs turned to each other. Here, even though there's a lot of tension there, right? They are dancing, they are facing each other. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do that. If you'd like a personal reading with me, my website is twinstrology.com. And my deck, the Intuit Twin Flame Oracle, is available for pre-order. And I will put a link to that in the description as well. Sending you a lot of love, and I hope these eclipses bring something new and amazing into your life.